Hi everyone, this is Young Happy Confident, the podcast for all of you who at a young age want to find out who you really are, what kind of life you want to live, and to get the tools to achieve your dreams. Hi and welcome to Young Happy Confident. This week's guest is Nina.
Hi.
We are in Finland on the west coast, and Nina has always been, ever since she was small, a very, very positive, energetic, sociable person, talkative person, crazy ideas, a little bit of adventure in you. And the story that's going to come now is really, really one of the most touching, thought-worthy stories I've ever heard in my whole life. You will see. Nina met her dream man, 99. They moved abroad. They had a lot of plans. They went to South Korea and to Tallinn. They got their first child, Todde, and the second one, and they thought they were living a very normal, happy life until one day when your oldest son, Todde, 6 years old, seemed a little pale. And you were just a tiny little bit worried, right?
Yes, he's a very calm boy and always been. Maybe not as a teenager anymore, but anyhow. And we were actually, the both of us, on a trip to Norway, and at that time I noticed that he was sweating a lot, and he ordered pizza and ice cream, but he didn't eat, and he threw up one morning, but he said, "Mama, I was drinking too much cola yesterday." But I was kind of angry, and I called home to my husband and said I will take him to the doctor the next day because he probably has lack of vitamins, so because he is not eating. And we came home on a Thursday, and then on a Friday I called the doctor and said that I cannot really say that he has problems, but I think he has this lack of vitamins, so I want to take a complete blood picture of him. And the nurse on the phone answered that come immediately, so you don't need to be worried during the weekend. And my Todd said, "I don't come anywhere because I'm not sick, Mom, but I come if both you and Daddy comes with me." And we were on vacation, so we went to the doctors with him. They took the blood test and some x-rays of the stomach, and we were waiting for a long time. And then I remember that the doctor she came in and she said, "Todd's blood is not feeling very well," she said. And it came from
Thunder.
As a thunder from the sky, it came to me that are we talking about leukemia? And of course she answered that they cannot tell, but for example the hemoglobin was 43, which is very, very low, and all the other white blood cells were also completely out of the range. So we had 45 minutes to pack our things and then take the ambulance to the university hospital in Tampere, which is 300 kilometers away.
Yes, you had told each other that weekend that all feelings are allowed. You said to your son Todde and to your husband, we can cry, we can scream, we can laugh, we can do whatever we feel like. And you held each other and cried. You knew something scary was waiting. And what happened that Monday?
That Monday or we get the bone marrow punctuation, that they take the test from the bone marrow, and they then found 84% blasts in the blood, which is cancer cells. So the diagnosis was leukemia. So from there on, the tough journey started.
Yes. From there on, you spent most of your lives in hospital together with Todde. One of you was always there with him, and that was about 250 days all in all, right?
Yeah, during the 2 years we were over 250 days and nights in the hospitals, and most of the time isolated in 12 square meters, so it was long days.
Yes, and you were living according to a little yellow piece of paper. Every day, that little yellow piece of paper decided about the next day. What did it say on it?
Yeah, we really held on to the yellow post-its. It gave us the blood tests, the results for the mornings and for the evenings, and it gave us hope, or then it took down the hope, because sometimes it showed a little bit better and then again a little bit worse. So we really.
You only lived for that one day, and you didn't plan for more than one day at a time.
Yeah, and sometimes half a day or 1 hour. So
it's hard to understand what you went through, and he even got a blood poisoning during that time, right?
Yeah, 2 times it was a very serious situation, and he had blood poisoning, so it was very tough. And he also got this epilepsy, and those situations were bad ones, but we also had good times in between where we could come home to take a break and go out into nature and so on.
He was one of the very few cases where you need a transplantation, right? And the journey started to find something suitable.
Mm-hmm.
And half a year later he had to go through a big operation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the bone marrow transplant happened 8 months after the diagnosis, and he got his new bone marrow from a boy from Germany. So, and they found it from the International Bone Marrow Register that there is. So.
And you had to sign a very difficult paper before that operation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember it. I think it was 2 pieces of A4, and it stated what kind of side effects you can get from the transplant, both short term and long term. And they also taught about the survival rate, because it's a very tough operation, so everybody don't survive, because it can happen that your body doesn't accept the new bone marrow. But it's hard to sign that paper for a child.
Yes, I can only try to imagine what that moment was like, but it went really, really well. And obviously he is always going to depend on medication, but he's okay today, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he's a teenager with a lot of energy.
Yes, and every Sunday he does the medication himself. He's learned how to do it, right?
Yeah.
And a journey back to life started for you and your family after having had 2 years of psychological worries and pressure. You wanted to get your strength back as a mother and wife, and you did a lot to recover, right?
Yes, yeah, it's the most difficult thing for me was to put goals again and to kind of plan for the future, because we lived for a long time only according to the yellow post-it, so I really had to work hard with myself to do that, and I took some courses of personal development, and I also had a coach that helped me to learn how to put goals. So it took me some time to recover.
Yes, and during that process, while you were trying to find back to life, you felt that something was wrong with you. You kept going back to the doctor saying that there is something not quite okay with you, but you're not sure what it is.
Mm-hmm. And it actually, I had it for a long time, but all the time they kind of put it on that I was stressed, and to have a child with cancer is very stressful, and so on. But I said that it kind of feels that it's something else, because I really had also those kind of physical symptoms that cannot be caused by stress. And they even took MRIs, but they didn't find anything.
Until one day a doctor looked at you and said, there is something in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should do another one. Somehow I can see something there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was actually after I had promised my husband to go to the hospital, and I really went to a private one with the attitude that I think I have stress, because a couple of years, or 1 year, half a year earlier, I had founded this association called Project Live, and I really thought that maybe even though it was very fun to work with that, but you can also be stressed even though you do fun works.
Yes.
So I really went with that I said I think that maybe it can be that one, but I want to check it out. And then she said maybe you should go for an MRI, and I said okay. I looked at my schedule, and I was going to Stockholm with this Project Live, so I said yes, I can go on this Friday. I tried to get a time for that one. So I went, and already on Monday I got this letter in my mailbox that said that they found some shadow in my brain, that they need to do some further tests.
So that was a letter in your mailbox that for the second time in your life really, really put your life upside down, because during the following tests they found out that you had a big tumor growing.
Yes, it was in my throat, and it had grown up to the skull base, so therefore it now could be seen on the MRI. So it was 7 centimeters times 4 centimeters, so it was a very, very big one. They asked me if I had difficulties to swallow, but that I could not tell at that time.
And you had to be patient for another half a year, because they didn't know what to do with it. They weren't sure what kind of tumor it was.
No, it was a very rare one, and an international team even looked at all the x-rays, but it was 50% of the team thought it was one kind of tumor which required one treatment, and the other one another one with a completely another treatment. So they have had really difficulties to decide what to do. So it was it's very stressful time to know that something is growing in the head, but you don't get rid of it.
And the day came in summer 2015 when they finally knew, and they gave you 3 options.
Yeah, the doctor said, Nina, we have 3 options and they are all bad. A, they think that it's a slow growing one, so we can wait and see how it grows and what happens. B, we take a sample of the tumor and see what kind of tumor it is, so they know further treatments. Or then C, they do the big surgery immediately. And my husband and I, we were both there, and we decided immediately, or maybe mostly I then, that I want to get rid of it as soon as possible. So we said, please schedule the surgery as soon as you can.
And I remember you said to me when the day came, you had been really, really organized, you and your husband. You had talked about all possibilities and done the papers, and you were kind of prepared for anything to happen.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of depending on your personality, how you cope with the traumas. And both me and my husband, we were kind of very organized, structured. So we did all the paper stuff, and I made a video with my friends with some greetings to the closest one if the outcome of the surgery would not be a good one. And even though maybe I would have survived, and it's a lot of things that's in the back of the brain, so you never would have known if I would ever be back as my normal me.
You're here today, which is amazing. But before we come to your recovery, your husband had to go through a very tough moment the next day, because they had told you that the surgery most probably would take 18 hours, and his phone rang after 6-7, and he did not obviously want to answer that phone, being very scared of what they had to say.
Yeah, he told me that when he got the phone call, he was almost sure that this was it, that I didn't make it. And he took a deep breath and answered the phone, and then the doctor says that, oh, Freddie, we are so amazed, the whole of the team, that the surgery went very, very well. We didn't need to do all the things that we prepared for example the bypass. They didn't need to open the whole face, and they think that they got it, the whole thing away, so it was a very good moment for him.
Yes, and it was a fantastic moment for your whole family. You were coming back to life, to them, that everything was taken away, but it was still a very, very tough time. For about 4.5 years you didn't have a voice anymore, and with that voice you also lost some of your personality.
Yeah, the first year I really I almost didn't have any voice. I was only whispering, and I could not pronounce. I had difficulties to pronounce words. I went to intense speech therapy that didn't really help. And I was communicating to my family by clapping my hands, and they were coming, and I was whispering to them. Gradually I learned to speak a little bit better, but it wasn't my voice. I had difficulties to be in groups because I couldn't raise my voice. So I really went from a social person to kind of a quiet one that was trying to attend parties, but also the energy was gone, and everything when I was drinking or eating, everything came out from the nose. So I really had difficulties to socialize around the dinner table and so on. So I kind of lost my personality with that tumor.
And in the beginning, the doctors gave you hope that one day you might be able to get your voice back through a surgery. But at some point, they took that hope away from you, saying that surgery might not be possible.
Yes, I don't really know. Maybe the fact that we moved to Miami for 2 years.
Yeah, we have to mention that one, because
what was one thing.
Your family has always been positively crazy, and in the middle of your recovery, you decided to pack your bags, take the kids, and move to Miami with your husband's work, even though you were having a tough time. Your son was depending on hospitals. You still did it.
Yes, we are all of us summer persons, I think, enjoying summer and sun and colors. So we saw it as a good opportunity to recover as a family, and maybe to a little bit have a new start, that in a place that nobody knows us, and we are not the family that have so many diseases and so on, or illnesses, I don't know what to call it. So it was a nice time. We really enjoyed Florida for 2 years, and it was a lot of pool parties, drinks, it was a lot of alligators, hurricanes, and all of those things. So we really...
Går det nog ändå? Det går, det här går. det här filmar vidare, jag klipper, men det här filmar fast den kommer så. Ja.
So it was a nice, very nice time.
Great. And when you got back to Finland, you had the fantastic news that a surgery is possible. And that is only a year ago. Not even that. You're sitting here with a completely normal voice. It's amazing to see you. It's possible to talk like before. And that was November 2019. How has your life changed?
I kind of got my personality back, because I have my own voice, and I can talk again, I can scream again, I'm loud again. And then I got a lot of energy back. At first I thought that usually when you go through hard times, you are kind of euphoric when you get over it, so you can be a little bit on the pink clouds and have a lot of energy. So I thought this is a phase, that I'm coming back down, but I have to tell that the energy is still there. So after half a year, I'm full of energy, and I'm happy that I can exercise again. I can go out for out running 4 times a week, which I haven't done for 5 years. So I'm very, very happy to be back.
You're back completely. You're back with your energy, your personality, and your voice. Plus, that your family has done something amazing. You started a big project called Project Life, which is here to help all these children and families in need in Finland that are suffering from bad diseases, and you're making a huge difference. Tell us, there's 3 principles, right?
Yeah, actually it was when my son was sick. I was thinking a lot about what would have helped us in the situation of crisis, what would have made us feel more safe, and what kind of happy or nice things did we get that we could give further to others. And I was thinking of these things already back then in the hospitals, but for me it was very important that you recover yourself before you start to help others. So it took me kind of 4 years before I founded this association, but I'm very glad.
Yes, I think it sounds amazing. You are fulfilling dreams for children, like they are allowed to meet an idol, or even go on a trip, or even get a dog if that's their biggest wish. It's fantastic. And you're also not forgetting the siblings or the parents, because you said sometimes the parents are the ones that need a break.
Yeah, it's tough for a relationship to go through these kind of crises. So sometimes it is very good for a couple just to get away for a hotel stay and eat some good food and just be the two together.
Of course.
And also the siblings are very important, because often when you have a sick child, it gets a lot of attention, and maybe the siblings are a little bit left outside. So sometimes it's very difficult to let them dream.
Yes, of course. And you pimp hospital rooms, ambulances a lot. You make them more colorful, more positive. You make it possible for children to celebrate their birthdays or celebrate an operation when it's done, and all these absolutely amazing things. And you said something so beautiful. You feel that as much as your heart was broken that day in 2010 when you found out that your son, your 6-year-old son, was suffering from this bad disease, as much your heart is now slowly healing by helping others. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, I remember one of the first dream we fulfilled, and I was very nervous that everything was going to go well. And I remember when I get the pictures from it, and I heard that this little trip the family made, that it all went well. I really felt that my heart kind of was growing, and I wanted to do more and more and more. It was nice, and now I can also see when we have a lot of helping hands and people helping us, that also they get the same feeling when they can help, that it's like growing the network and of smiles. So that's nice. We have a slogan that is called "To Bring Back a Lost Smile," and I really think that when you help other people, that really make yourself smile a lot also, and your heart smile.
Wow. Is there something that you have learned through your tough journey that you would like to share, a reminder or some valuable thoughts?
I think one of the key for me is acceptance. To accept the situation is very important in all situations. You accept it as it is, and you try to cope with the situation your way. I mean, nothing is wrong or right, but you try yourself to cope it your way. And also, even if it's sometimes very, very dark, and it can be very dark for a long time, there is always a tomorrow that can be better. We hold it on a long time for the small yellow post-it ones, and I really thought I will never put goals or plan anything again, but
you are.
Yeah. So I think the acceptance is one of the most important things.
Yes, life is vulnerable, and we should really, really take care of what we have and be grateful. But you also said that you're very happy when you can moan about the weather, because then you know that life is okay.
Yeah, I mean, nobody can stay grateful and be on the pink clouds forever. So I think it's a healthy sign that you can complain about small things, and then when I start laughing when I'm complaining about small things, and then I kind of pinch myself and say, Nina, remember. So but it's also, I think it's important that you can you also remember to celebrate life, even though if it's a great Tuesday.
Yes.
Yes, that's one thing that don't require too much, and don't require yourself to be grateful forever, but remember to celebrate life.
Yes. Nina, thank you so much for sharing your story. That was really valuable, and I wish you and your family so much health.
Thank you.
And please keep this way, keep helping, keep having this energy. Yeah, it's been amazing to listen to you. And to you guys out there listening, think about it. Is there a way of you for maybe helping somebody in your surrounding? Or could there be an organization that might need your help? And like Nina said, it's a win-win thing. Very often when you bring a lost smile back to somebody's face, you're also going to get a very extraordinary feeling yourself. Yeah,
it's really cool to care.
Yes, that's a good one. So looking forward to seeing you next week, and if you have some inspiration to share yourself and would like to be here, please let me know, and sign up and give us your feedback in the comments. Thanks.